Here's your news rush for August 23, 2026. 6 stories. Let's go. A highway in northeast England became the site of one of the deadliest single crashes British police have faced in years. Officials say a car traveling the wrong way down the A66 near Middlesbrough struck a marked police vehicle head-on just before 4 in the morning. Police say 2 officers, 37-year-old Matthew Blades and 38-year-old Tom Clough, died, along with all 5 young men, around 18 years old, who were in the oncoming car. Cleveland police are investigating alongside the UK's independent police watchdog. That means officers doing a normal patrol became victims of the same kind of crash they respond to every day. Subscribe for more. That's world news, fast. Iran just announced a change to how it fights, not just what it's fighting over. Iran's army spokesman says the country's military doctrine has shifted from defensive to offensive, telling state media the change happened gradually across 2 recent wars. He stressed an offensive doctrine doesn't automatically mean preemptive strikes, though he noted Iran struck a U.S. base in Jordan before the U.S. had even entered the conflict. A separate Iranian general said any future defensive action will now, quote, inherently take on an offensive shape to proactively neutralize threats. That means Iran isn't just responding to this war anymore, it's restructuring for whatever comes after it too. Subscribe for more. That's world news, fast. Hawaii's Big Island barely dried out from one storm before forecasters started warning about the next one. The National Hurricane Center says Tropical Storm Moke could bring up to 15 more inches of rain to the Big Island, just a week after Hurricane Lala dumped more than 40 inches in some areas and destroyed or damaged more than 100 homes. Moke is currently around 300 miles southeast of Hilo and moving toward the state. Forecasters say the ground is still saturated from Lala, which makes new flooding and landslides more likely with less rain than it would normally take. That means this storm doesn't have to be as strong as the last one to do serious damage. Subscribe for more. That's world news, fast. One of boxing's fastest ever knockout artists was ambushed outside his own front door. Police say 2-time world champion Zolani Tet was shot and killed outside his home in Dansane, South Africa, by armed men who got out of a vehicle and opened fire. A 27-year-old woman traveling with him was also shot and hospitalized. Tet held world titles at 2 different weight classes and, as recently as this year, held the record for the fastest knockout in a title fight, just 11 seconds. South African police have arrested 2 suspects and say more arrests are expected. That means the investigation is moving fast, even though no motive has been made public yet. Subscribe for more. That's world news, fast. Researchers just found an animal that seems to defy one of the most universal rules of aging. A study published in Nature Communications found that Greenland sharks, the longest-living vertebrates known, at up to 400 years, show no signs of the retinal decline that normally comes with getting old. Researchers examined eye tissue from sharks estimated to be over 100 years old and found healthy tissue with active DNA repair genes in the retina, which may help protect their vision for centuries. Scientists had previously assumed these sharks were functionally blind. Researchers say the discovery could eventually offer clues for protecting human vision as we age too. That means one of the ocean's oldest animals might end up teaching us something about our own eyes. Subscribe for more. That's world news, fast. A woman who moved across the country for a fresh start found one in the last place she expected, her upstairs neighbor. Heidi Widmer says she was initially confused by strange noises coming from the apartment above hers after moving to Los Angeles, noises that turned out to be her 86-year-old neighbor Carol's walker. Widmer says everything changed the day she saw Carol struggling with her trash and a bag spilled open, and learned Carol has Parkinson's disease. Widmer now regularly helps with cooking, cleaning, and medical paperwork, and their story going viral led to over $50,000 raised for Carol's care. Widmer says the friendship gave her something back too. That means a noise complaint turned into the reason Widmer says she finally has purpose. Subscribe for more. That's world news, fast. That's your news rush for today. Subscribe so you never miss a day.